Alright, I'm about to fly the drone for the first time with this moving. So I thought I would GoPro it to catch, hopefully, what is not a disaster. The SD card isn't in it. Wish me luck. You're stressing me out. This is so scary. I wasn't filming.
Oh, the boat is moving. Watch out, honey.
Anyways, enjoy this gorgeous drone shot. It was definitely a challenge to capture. After watching that footage, you'd probably never believe that we've been flying drones over at Lucky Penny for 5+ years. But hey, we're still learning, and this one was from a moving boat. We're Cass and Keen, and this week we're taking on our first ever solo sail aboard our catamaran Splash House. We're setting sail from Wrightsville Beach, North Carolina to Charleston, South Carolina, and learning the ropes along the way. Our goal? Make it to the Bahamas before wedding season kicks back up. Join us as we navigate rookie mistakes, adjust to life on the water with our 2 pups, and chase this crazy dream.
All right, so the date is February 2nd. We're leaving Wrightsville Beach on a nice cloudy day. We're just gonna take the intercoastal waterway down south towards like the Southport area. And our puppies are a little nervous, but it's gonna be good. We got this.
Since this was our first time moving solo, we were way too focused and nervous to film much of anything. Luckily, over the next few days, we got better about picking up the camera, and in the process, we captured one of our biggest lessons learned. Never lift the anchor until the fog clears.
Good morning.
What did we just see?
We just saw a little dolphin in this super foggy little anchorage that we're in. But it was cool, super quiet out. We just
He knocked on my hatch, and I thought Doodle fell in the water.
We're getting super lucky with dolphins. It's been pretty cool.
I know.
But now it's time to get on the road.
We're gonna do better filming today. Now we're gonna eat some breakfast. Keenan already had a bowl of cereal. I'm about to join because we can't turn on any of our appliances.
Yeah, our battery is super low.
I'm also wondering when I'm gonna wake up and not be cold. I'm cold every day, and that
We're ready for the sun.
is how I feel bamboozled.
Yeah, me too. Let's get a move on.
Oh, you're picking up the anchor?
Yep.
Okay, so I can't have a bowl of cereal.
Nope. First, gotta get the bow hook. Nice foggy morning. Get out the windlass control. Once I get the bridle a little bit closer, I'm gonna go ahead and unattach that so that way we can get the rest of the chain up. There we go. Okay, now we can unattach the bridle. A nice muddy bridle. So that is free. And I want to rinse it off a little bit. Now that's up, I can start pulling in the rest of the bridle. Make sure it's out of the way of the anchor.
Rewatching our first few weeks on the boat has been eye-opening, to say the least. On one hand, it's wild to see how far we've come. On the other, we can't help but wonder, what the heck were we thinking leaving when we could barely see 10 feet in front of us? Some lessons, I guess you just have to learn the hard way. Cue us running aground.
Are we moving?
We're just turning. And I think, what's our depth?
2 feet.
Oh.
Yeah, I needed more of a heads up. I'm sorry. I didn't communicate with you. I think we're moving.
Yeah, we are. As you may remember, during our maiden voyage with Captain Chris, we ran aground. So we had a pretty clear idea of what to do and were able to free ourselves. Regardless, our stress levels were pretty high because we knew we made a mistake leaving when we did. Thankfully, the fog cleared up.
This morning went a little rougher than I thought it would. I moved a little too quickly, made a bad decision, and just rushed out too early when it was too foggy. We ran aground for a minute and then got back on course. Cassidy went out front as our lookout just because it was too foggy. In hindsight, I should have just had us wait a little bit longer, but within an hour, hour and a half maybe, it started to clear up and we could see a little bit better. Lessons learned, just got to keep moving forward. Sometimes you make mistakes, but we'll get better.
Once the dust settled, we did our best to just enjoy the journey. The girls were finally starting to relax too, which was definitely helping. But wait, rookie hour isn't over. It's time to anchor. Dolphins.
Oh, you just jumped?
Yep. All right. We just pulled up to Little Bird Anchorage Island?
Bird Island.
Bird Island. And now we're just looking for a spot to anchor. I mean, do you think we're plenty far?
I think we're probably good.
Okay, so then let me just turn us into the wind.
Which direction's it?
That way?
Towards the beach?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Okay, I'm gonna go head out there.
I just don't know if we're getting closer to them or why do they always feel so close to us?
I don't know, I think he's trying to set his anchor, but he's not getting it or something.
Stop filming because it just wasn't going well, honestly. And we needed to pay attention, but I think we're in a good spot. He's putting the bridle down now. The current's just really strong here. And there's another boat. Doodle's barking. The usual suspects. It's okay, baby. She doesn't like that. This is stressful. Okay, we're at 1,000. At 2,000. As if you didn't just witness it, this is what it took for us to do that. We're pros, what can we say?
The current and wind is shifting like crazy. And then we have this boat right behind us who kept creeping in on us.
And I think we kept
drifting back to him because of the current.
Yeah. But hopefully we're good for now and take a little break from the boat. So we did finally anchor, whether it was a success or not. I'm not sure, but the boat is anchored, so we kept having to stop the camera because we're just still learning, so.
I was getting a little frustrated.
Yeah, I was getting frustrated as well. Then we were getting a little frustrated with each other. But we did it, and then we ended up laughing at the end. Anyways, thank God we got here early because we got to anchor for 15 minutes, and now we're stress eating. But we're going to go do something that we love.
And look how close you are to the beach.
We got a dog GoPro harness. So Honey is all strapped up, and she has mixed feelings. She has mixed feelings about it, but get ready for Honey Cam. It's going to be so cute. All right, everybody, it's early and chilly still. It's 7 a.m. We were supposed to be leaving by now, so we've got to go put the anchor up, but we're going outside, as everyone says, which means we're just going on the ocean for the first time since it's just been us two. We have not a quick, but a long day of probably motor sailing because our wind isn't amazing. So it's going to be 8 knots on our reach. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Forget that. It's going to take us, it's going to be 8 knots out of beam reach. Whatever. It's going to take us about 10 hours. So we got to go. Also, the dogs get really stressed usually at the beginning of the day, and I'm thinking it's because of the anchor. So I'm just going to go ahead and put them on the seat with me when we leave and see if that helps. But it's cold, so we gotta go. We're gonna go sail the ocean. Woo! I'm cold. Keenan is pulling up the anchor, and we are using our marriage savers for the first time. I got the girls. They're much more calm when I have them on my lap for picking up the anchor, so that's good. Well, that was short-lived. Literally 2 seconds later, they died, so doing the old-fashioned way of us screaming at each other through the sides of glass. Alright, here we go, raising the mainsail for the first time. And note to self, always attach the halyard before heading into the open ocean.
I'm going to be watching the sail to make sure whatever direction it goes, I go the opposite. And we just need to make sure we go through here without touching the
lazy jacks, yeah.
Okay, ready?
Yeah, I don't need to take out this line. It's coming up, so we're just pulling
You're going to be pulling more in.
Yeah,
Okay, ready?
Yep. It's up. Whoops, sorry about that. The GoPro died, my phone took a dive, and well, chaos. We did our best to capture everything, but hey, that's boat life. Anyways, we adjusted the Traveler and kept on sailing. Alright, off to an interesting start. Doodle vomited and Honey just pooped on the deck and refuses
in the cockpit
and refuses to go inside. And now our turf that we had zip tied down is coming off.
No longer zip tied.
Yeah, so now Keenan has to go back up and try not to get splashed while also not losing our turf into the ocean. He already had to go up there once because we had a boat hook up there and a towel. But we're slowly learning our lesson about this.
Let's go ride the bull.
Back into safety.
Ooh, gotta work on my sea legs. It's mine and Honey's ship. We on the clock and it's lunchtime. We got a little nap in. Honey's a little more relaxed. Making our way downtown. She doesn't like my singing. So Navionics is saying we're going to take a lot longer than what it was originally saying, and we're only going faster than the original course we plotted. So I'm not really sure how the GPS works on there. Originally we were supposed to get in around 5 just before sunset. Now it's showing like midnight. So me and Honey just plotted a new point to Georgetown, and it's what I expected. So I think Navionics is a little off for some reason. I still got to figure out what I'm doing wrong with it. The chart plotter has us getting to the safe water inlet buoy by 3 p.m. So definitely more accurate to what I was expecting.
Keenan was just looking at our solar because we're realizing 2 of our panels aren't working, and he saw smoke coming out of the engine, so we're gonna check that out. We're still about 2 hours from where the entry point of where we were planning on anchoring tonight, so hopefully it's nothing crazy. We're only seeing it come out of our starboard engine, not the port engine, but yeah, always something. When it came to the engine, we tapped into the wisdom of those way more experienced than us, including the boat's previous owners. Turns out this has happened to them once before and they never really figured out why.
It's definitely not the coolant that's leaking. So just check the oil on the starboard engine and we're still around half. I don't think it's an issue with that oil.
After giving everything a good cleanup and checking the oil, coolant, and sea strainer, the issue mysteriously vanished. Will it stay that way? We sure hope so. Well, the engine's giving us white smoke is now just leading to our first sail by ourselves. And it's nice. It's really quiet. I forgot how quiet this would be in comparison.
But
So-
we're going really slow.
We're going 3.5 knots. But it's not a race. We just have to get there before the sun goes down. So we will maybe end up turning on an engine at some point if we can. We're sailing, baby.
So the air hole controls the foot tension of your mainsail.
We got into the anchorage a little bit later than we were hoping for, but we were welcomed by the most beautiful sunset. This might be my favorite shot that we've taken yet. Join us next Wednesday because rookie hour is far from over. We get stuck at a bridge for 2 hours and do our first man overboard drill. Will our trek south be smooth sailing or pure chaos? Subscribe to find out.
Thanks for watching.
Keenan, how was your day?
That's what my day was. Oopsies. You got a dolphin. Oh my god.